Movie motorcycle stunts that are impossible in real life. Hello and welcome back to another video here on Film Floater. Hollywood is full of impossible action scenes that defy all the laws that we in the real world have always known and implemented. And while it's these impossible scenes that make Hollywood movies so well loved and appreciated, it doesn't go without thinking which action scenes are just impossible in real life. In this video, we look at impossible motorcycle stunts in movies. Stay tuned, The Matrix Reloaded. The Matrix trilogy is one of the best Hollywood movies of all time. In the second installment, the Wachowskis got to unleash the power of the One. Neo, the aptly named anagram, unleashes all hell on the agents of the Matrix. However, it is the chase scene involving his love, Trinity, that bumps the film onto this list. In a breathless chase through the streets of the Matrix, Trinity attempts to save the Keymaker and keep the prophecy alive. At full tilt, she manages to drive a Ducati 996 off a moving truck with the Keymaker holding on for dear life, landing the bike in front of the moving truck with both driver and passenger safely on board before weaving her way through traffic. This is impossible for three reasons. Number 1, most people would have an anxiety attack and pass out. Number 2, a superbike would snap in half, carrying 2 people if dropped from that height. And then there is 3, a police car would never, in all the years of this planet, gain on a superbike on a highway. We're just saying, the stunt was a beautiful one, but really, it's just impossible in life. Avengers: Age of Ultron. Apart from James Spader making his Marvel debut as the voice of an all-knowing talking robot, not a far cry from his usual roles, Age of Ultron has gone down as the least successful Avengers movie in terms of box office returns, yet it still managed a massive $1.4 billion global return. This movie features a bike chase through the streets of Sokovia, the fictional European city within the MCU. The Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson, makes an impression as a motorcycle expert, managing to do tricks with a two-wheeler no mortal human could do. After being dropped from the sky onto her Project Livewire, Harley, which doesn't shatter on impact, a superhero landing, she effortlessly glides her electric horse through the streets before dropping onto her side, bike clutch between her legs, skidding under a truck with no effort, no damage to the bike, and no chafed knees. Shortly after that, she does what is called a stoppie, which involves pulling on the front brakes as hard as possible, lifting the back wheel of the bike, and putting it down safely. A stoppie is actually a less effective way of coming to a standstill as the brakes are in the air. It's possible, but anybody who would know how to slide their motorcycle under a gasoline tanker should know not to show off when the chips are down. The fact that she also drops the clutch on an electric motorcycle might physically hurt some enthusiasts. Night and Day. Tom Cruise is well known as one of the people in Hollywood who do most, if not all, of their stunts. He has defied death and broken bones, all in the name of realism, and a reputation for being a badass in an industry that isn't known for churning out real-life badasses. Night and Day is a fast-paced film that plays out across the world. It is in Spain during the running of the bulls, where our heroes achieve the impossible. On his Ducati, Cruz and Diaz whiz their way between trains, people, and stampeding bulls until the grand face-off with the master of all bulls in a small alley not meant for bikes or bulls. They manage to dodge the rampaging bull by turning the bike onto one wheel and spinning it around, only to repeat the move on the back wheel and then, you guessed it, another spin on the front. The football equivalent of what we can only assume is called a triple lunge 360, all while managing impeccable clutch control and keeping his last tuck to his back. Marvelous what you can do with CGI, Cruise going insane. Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins. The G.I. Joe who has been mute since 1964 has finally found his boys. In the scene, the one they call Snake Eyes had just angered a bunch of peeps hellbent on taking him down. A few cars and 3 bikers chase him down a long straight, then through a tunnel for cinematic effect. He proceeds to do what every good biker should be able to do. He releases the handlebars, essentially taking his hand off the throttle and brake, then turns in his seat to face backward. Two of the bikers close in on him as he draws his sword, ready to sting, and without breaking a sweat, he does a flip over their attack, landing safely on his bike and slashing his blade through the middle of the third driver's machine. He quickly accelerates for a few seconds in time to avoid being smashed by the car behind him. Child's play, right? Do let us know your favorite impossible motorbike movie stunt down in the comments below. Thanks for watching!